What's up, Wastelanders? This is Three Dog Bow Wow, and you're listening to GNR.
Hey, friends. Julie here.
I'm President John Henry Eden, and you're listening to Enclave Radio.
You're listening to Radio New Vegas, your little jukebox in the Mojave Wasteland. I am Mr. New Vegas, and I'm here for you.
Coming to you from,
Man, I fucking hate that guy. So, this is a series where I want to talk about specific features or attributes in video games that I think truly stand out and that really make a game as great as it is, because every video game is repetitive. We've seen things before constantly all the time. Things are being recycled and slightly iterated on, but sometimes video games have something that are truly unique and truly original, or in a fantastic series that really makes it stand out. And this series, Gaming Greatest Attributes, I want to highlight that. I want to showcase what specifically I think makes a video game great and what is the greatest feature that that video game has to offer. Maybe it's not the first one to ever do it, but it's definitely what it's known for and the best thing in my opinion. For me personally, I love Fallout, and without a doubt, the most important aspect of the Fallout series in my opinion is the radio. I think the Fallout series is very, very little without the radio. You see, setting is absolutely crucial in this video game. Otherwise, it's just another post-apocalyptic game. It's not a great shooter, it's not the best RPG, especially in the later entries, and it certainly doesn't have the best graphics. It doesn't have a lot of things, but what Fallout does have is a lot of heart, a lot of fantastic lore, and a great setting and a great open world, and a sense of exploration that is almost unmatched because you just don't know what's up there. A great sense of wonder. And the radio is a fantastic accompaniment to that kind of genre, because when you're driving in your car, you want to be listening to something, right? Most of the time you want to have something on, and you are traveling, you're exploring, you're wandering around, you're going places. And that's why the radio is perfect for this video game, because that's what you're doing. You're traveling, you're exploring in this massive world, and it can give you updates and feedback on what your character is doing in that world and how they're having an impact. And that's so important, and it plays such a vital role.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for some news. Ooh, boy, children, you are going to love this. Okay, so I told you about James, the guy from the vault. And then I told you somebody else crawled out of there too. Right. Well, guess who came to visit old Three Dog at his luxurious studio in beautiful downtown D.C.? That's right, the other vault dweller.
In addition, a package courier found shot in the head near Good Springs has reportedly regained consciousness and made a full recovery. Now that's a delivery service you can count on.
Now those are just a few examples, and it really shows you how the radio goes a long way to make the character and the player feel like they're making an impact in the world. And that's just amazing, because not only are they speaking to you, but it's like they're speaking to every other character in the entire game, and it gives you the sense that what you're doing is important and that people are knowing about the things that you've done. It's incredible. And on the other hand, can I just say, can you believe that they got to Wayne Newton to actually play Mr. New Vegas? That's awesome. His voice is iconic. Now, another thing that's just as important is the time period that the game is actually set in, because that goes towards the world building and the lore and how the world is how it is today and why. And the style of music, the 50s Americana vibe, the music really goes an incredibly long way. It's almost essential to that setting, to creating that feeling and that vibe that you get from Fallout that is so absolutely important. It takes these scenes and turns them into these scenes.
Keep knocking, but you can't come in. Keep knocking, but you can't come in. saw me standing alone.
I mean, without that exposition and that context, the world is just not as strong as it is. You would have to read everything. You'd have to listen to every conversation to get that. And I mean, who doesn't want to go around blowing up people's heads with 1950s Americana music on? Like, that's the dream, right? And to hammer home that radio oldies format even more, they even make their own radio shows and stories to fill out the world. This is what the characters in the game would listen to. The detail is just so incredible.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills.
You're listening to the adventures of me, Herbert Daring Dashwood, and my stalwart ghoul manservant, Argyle. Today's episode, Escape from Paradise Falls.
So I think all those examples and everything I've talked about just about covers it. I think it kind of speaks for itself. I think the love and the passion and attention to detail that goes into the radio really makes Fallout what it is. I mean, it's the reason I like that kind of music, and it's the reason I know about the Silver Shroud and all kinds of other different things that show up in the Fallout universe. I mean, it really helps solidify the fact that the characters are making an impact in the game. The music choices are incredible. It helps display the setting in a way that really you couldn't otherwise, and I think it really helps to inject the game with a bit of personality in such a bleak world, in such a wasteland, giving these radio hosts, except for the Fallout 4 one, a voice and a platform and a personality. Really helps to set the tone that the game is going for. And I say that about the Fallout 4 radio person because I just hated his uncertainty. Like, these radio hosts are supposed to be confident and bubbly and interesting, and he was just devastating and bumbly and not good at all. I don't know what they were thinking. And I think without the radio, Fallout would be nowhere near the same franchise and held in the same regard that it is today. And I think that about does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really genuinely appreciate it. I hope you had a good discussion, and I would love to keep it going in the comments below. Leave me a comment, tell me what you thought the most important feature is in the Fallout franchise, or maybe tell me a game that you'd want me to talk about next, or whatever it is. Let me know in the comments down below. Please consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.